something that's far-fetched. I might leave and they might kill me. So I got up and I did a video, and you know, in the video I explained my truth. I said, yeah, you know, I'm a felon. I'm an ex-felon. And I went and I woke my children up for camp. And I took my video camera with me, and I said, this is Elijah Ojela Day. Wake up. You know, it's time to go to camp. This is show people the other side that when they try to do something, they try to, whatever you call it, lynch, assassinate, and I really think that they get rewards from it. Now, I told my brother today that I think that they're getting secretly rewarded for the things that they do. I think they got, you know, they're bringing in their heads and they're getting a penance for it. But on the other side of that, I'm a father. You know, I'm a father. You know, I'm involved in my community. I have children. You know what I'm saying? I have children. You know, I give my life for these children, not just mine. So I think that we need to show the other side of that. You know, we need to fight, and on the other side, we need to show that we raise our children. It has to be another aspect of the narrative. But that's what I need Black lives to do. That's what I want to see from Black lives. There was a sister that wanted to say something out. Sister Tahika, if we could listen to her, please.
I didn't bring my flash, so it's completely dark.
What I need for Black Lives Matter is just more information, more organizing. I just feel like there's so many leaders in the community, but where are they? And I feel like we need to come together, all of us as a people. Anybody that knows what they saw on those videos, anybody that knows what they've seen on the news, that you know that was wrong. It doesn't matter what color you are, we need to come together because we're fighting against an evil that is beyond what we could understand. So I feel like if we come together, those of us that are aware of it, and we start doing the right things in the right ways, that we could make progress. And I just want to speak out and say that the leaders need to get involved. Just whoever you are, if you have a position of power, where are you? Where are you? This is something that is detrimental to people, not just Black people, but all people.
Right.
Because yes, Black people are being targeted. Yes, Black people are being killed. However, we're all people. God loves us all. So therefore, whoever knows in their heart that this is not right, we need to stand together, because unity is what's going to get us where we need to go.
Right. That's right.
So once again, if you want to get in contact with Black Lives Matter and share your suggestions with us, we have Jordan and Dom who will take your information. We have a Facebook page, Black Lives Matter Rockland Orange. We have an Instagram page, what is it, Black Lives Matter Rockland Orange as well? Yeah, Black Lives Matter Rockland Orange. And we have a Twitter page, BLM Rockland. So please, make sure you can, you know, if you don't feel comfortable tonight, or if you think of something later, please go to those pages and fill out your suggestions, because we want to continue to organize with all of you, with everyone here.
You done? That's all right, though.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
So you're cheering. I have high expectations now.
Yeah, you will.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? I generally don't like to speak, but the young lady who just spoke, and when she talked about leadership, I said, I have to say this, right? She is the leadership. There is no they, right? There is no savior that's going to come in and rescue us. Each and every one of you must assume the role of leadership, right? And back in 1996, I could even go back further, but I'll go back to 1996. In Buffalo, New York, there was a young black girl named Cynthia Wiggins. She was killed trying to cross a 6-lane highway. because the people who developed the Weldon Galleria Mall decided that they wanted to build a moat using the traffic patterns to keep black people out of the Weldon Galleria Mall, right? And she was going to work, and as she tried to cross the 6-lane highway, she got run over and was killed by a dump truck. This is 1996. You can look her up, Cynthia Wiggins. And back then, I found myself in a case with Johnny Cochran. And I had just moved to Buffalo. And I said, oh my God, during the course of that litigation, I said, do these white people think so little of black people? But they actually planned on someone black being killed trying to get into that mall. It was planned. They even had a contingency fund to pay, knowing that someone's going to get killed or seriously injured, right? So this was 20 years ago. I can go back probably in 1976 when Melvin Van Peebles had a play on Broadway called Ain't Supposed to Die a Natural Death, right? It was the same theme. So if I go back 30 years, right, a number of people were articulating the same themes that we hear now with Black Lives Matter. Same problems, right? Same problems, right? 5 cops were killed in Dallas yesterday. My heart goes out to them, right? I won't even begin to tell you how many times I've sat down with families whose sons or daughters were killed by police. I was on the phone this morning with a mother out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, whose son was killed by police 18 months ago. Nobody ever heard it first time, right? But the point I'm trying to make is unless we take absolute responsibility for who we are and what we allow to happen to us, 30 years from now, I will be standing here saying the same thing, right? But each and every one of you are the leaders of this movement. There is no they. And don't be fooled. I am not a fan of the NAACP.
Come on.
Or the Urban League.
Come on.
Or any of these other colored folks that have sold us out. The people who are living off of their poverty pimps is what I call them. Woo, woo. Right? But I can say this because I have a PhD, I have a doctorate in law, and I don't depend on anybody to feed my family. So I say what I want to whomever I want, and I do the right thing at whatever the cost. But I've seen this over and over and over again. The cops out of Dallas, tragic. But like the young lady said, we can't let that story suck the air out of the room, and we forget about the guy up in Minnesota. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. By the time we get past Labor Day, most of us will forget about what the hell happened up in Minnesota.
Sandra Bland.
Thank you. That is what happens. But see, I got a long memory. I remember stuff that happened 10, 15 years ago. I'm done.
Can you hold this one? It doesn't matter.
Hello, everyone.
I'll leave a car.
Come on now. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Ashe.
Ashe.
All right. I'm glad so many people came out.
I'm sorry, man, we can't hear you.
Well, we love.
All right. All right. Hey. All right. For many people that are here today, I'm Marie Love. I also go by Rev Dr Marie. And I'm so glad to see so many faces because yesterday we were out also at the Spring Valley Park and a lot of people showed up. So that shows that a lot of people are touched and we're paying attention. We're not just waiting for the news to come and tell us whatever they feel like, but we're paying attention as well. So what I would like to say tonight is that, piggyback on what everyone else was saying, is that when we see somebody else is suffering, we need to say something. It's not about just there, oh, whatever that happened over there, oh, it's their problem. And that's been one of the main things that they've been feeding from
one of the main things that they've used against us. Because sometimes we forget about when your sister's suffering, you think it's just her. It's her problem. Let her deal with it. Let you not talk about it because you're not trying to look for a problem. But I'll guarantee you by the end of the night, you'll never be able to sleep because your conscience will never allow you to do so. So I don't want to say too much because I know some people might want to talk. I was very upset about what happened. You know, every time when I turn on the TV and the news, and when they had that brother coming out and say, oh, this is who's the suspect, I don't even want to start talking about what was crossing my mind. Because then, you know, then I'm going to be a suspect. Anyway, so the only thing I can say is we just got to keep fighting. We got to stay together. We got to, when they start talking things about your sister and you know it's not you, be firm. You know, be brave, stand up and say, it's not true. I remember I started having some issues in Rockland County, and when I started, when he said, you know, about NAACP, I called them. I met with a bunch of people, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, you know, let me call this person, let me call this person. At the end, I was by myself. Nobody cared. Or they were just afraid to talk because, you know what, that little check they're getting under the table, they're going to lose it. But one thing I told them, when they met with me and tried to set me up, I told them I will never die on my knees. I'll die on my feet because, you know what, I will stand for what's right. I'm from Haiti, and the story of Haiti, that was the first black republic. So you can't reverse that. And I am my ancestors. That you want it or not, no matter how many degrees I get, no matter where I reach, no matter how $1 million eventually I'm going to make, you know. I am my ancestors. I am my ancestors. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to have my little 3 dots on my forehead. I'm not afraid to have my earrings on. I'm not afraid to say Ashe. I'm not afraid to pray. Because you know what? I am my ancestors. So if you know your story, if you don't know your story, I can just encourage you to just research. Just pick one person. If you want to pick, you know, whatever, Harriet Tubman, just pick one person. Just research somebody. Know your story. Because when you know your story, people can play you. They could say whatever they want to say about you. When you know your story, that's what's going to make you firm. That's what's going to make you brave. That's what's going to push you. When you feel discouraged and nobody's standing with you, that's what's going to push you to do what's right. So don't be a sellout. Stand for yourself. When you're making decisions, remember about your ancestors, because if they didn't die, we wouldn't be able to do this today and come out alive. We wouldn't be able to do it today. So remember where you come from. That's about it. Let me get up. Thank you.
As we get ready to part, as Weldon was saying yesterday, take somebody, each one of y'all take somebody else's number and check in. I know my history of what I do and how radical I am. I know I'm being watched. I get it. I ain't got nothing. I've written to every FBI agency up in Goshen. I've written to the president. I don't really care. They're watching. But I want people to have my back. People check in when I go home. Vanessa, have you made it home? So take somebody's number to make sure y'all get home safe, because they do watch. They do monitor us.
Yes, sir.
Especially this movement is being monitored. So, Weldon, do you want, yeah, we want to talk about that.
So I left my flash. That's what you get when you leave your flash behind.
Facebook friends with him, right?
Yeah, I have Weldon. This is Haley. And then this is her dad.
Oh, okay.
So I'll suggest them to them.
People said when we meet.
And Vanessa as well.